Welcome back to Close Spot Financial Business. I'm Andrea Kay.
And I'm Barry Waxler. We're here with Urban Miaris, and our next guest is Mr. Dan Peter from Cabrillo Yacht Sales. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Cabrillo Yacht Sales. What do you do? What do you specialize in? Tell us more.
Well, we're a brokerage of 10 salesmen and other brokers. We're licensed in California and in Florida. We typically have 50 to 75 used boats on the market. We have, it's a range of 30 to 140 feet used. We also build new power boats, new sailboats.
So you broker so the used and you build the new.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, the last few years has been kind of slow on the new side of the market, but we've got some quotes out for this year. It looks like the market's coming back pretty strong for new.
Good.
So we're looking forward to that.
So tell me a little bit about what you build. And when you say is it all custom boats or?
All of our boats they're all custom built to a client's specifications, or if he hires an architect on his behalf to his specifications.
See, I never knew it happened like that. I didn't know boats were like houses, to where there were like architects that designed boats to spec. I just thought it was kind of like cars, that they were like boat manufacturers and people just went to the lot.
Yeah, it just depends really on the dream the person has, what they want to do. It's a tool, so they're looking for a particular tool for a job. And if you want to travel around the world with your wife and a couple of children, you have to have a special tool.
Uh-huh.
And you want a safe tool, something that's going to get you there safely. So friends can come and visit, so you have a place for a couple of friends to stay. And hopefully spend the latter years, 5, 6, 10 years working that tool around the world.
Work 40 years in a career and the rest of your life on a boat.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds pretty nice to me. So then maybe you might have an architect help you design it so it looks exactly like you like, and it's pretty and has all the little bells and whistles to make it
typically
fun.
You have to go within constraints of a mold that exists.
Okay.
Especially a hull mold, a deck mold, we can customize that to a point.
Okay.
They call it sticking up a particular design on the for the deck, or whatever somebody wants, really.
How fun.
Yeah,
it's just like the most fun thing ever to be involved in.
It really is exciting. People have a lot of fun doing it. A lot of people, it's what they've always dreamt of doing is having this one boat. It's never somebody's first boat. They've had a couple of boats. Boats are never the right thing for anybody's particular instance. So
it would seem to me that people would buy, you can put out those small boats, by the carload and just buy them off the lot. But when they want something bigger than something to just tote around in the bay, they have to come to a custom boat. Am I right?
Well, they don't necessarily have to. There's some larger boats that are pre-made up.
Right.
And there's some custom ability you can do with those. But these are all pretty custom. Almost all the ones that we build they're all different.
Yeah.
Boating is an interesting arena in that, unlike cars are usually when you buy a car, it's based on the preference of the driver.
Right.
But boating is a lifestyle. And if you've got a family or you have a bunch of friends and all, you buy the boat for everybody. It's a different way of a different purchase altogether. And some people grow into the lifestyle. Some people instantly like the lifestyle. Then others, maybe they have a fear of the water or can't swim, or they say they get seasick all the time, say no until they get into the lifestyle. Then they find a way around it. It's I personally love it, as you know, and I've known Dan for a little bit, and it's again, San Diego's a great place to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well, now you've been in this business for 25 years. You've weathered a lot of storms, economically, and yet you're still here.
We're still here. It's amazing. It's a minor miracle, really.
Yeah.
We've just had enough good luck and a lot of great clientele. A lot of people, we'd sold boats to 25 years ago, and now we're selling their kids' boats, and it's just if you took care of them right the first time, they're gonna it's
Yeah.
kind of a chain reaction. So it's
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I would think, after working with Urban for so many years and seeing the boating industry, I would think that after the hard economy we've come through, the cost of boats has come down quite a bit. It's probably more affordable for people today than it was a few years ago, isn't it?
definitely, there was a, well, we, in our business, we think everybody should have a boat, but definitely the market weakened. Um, a lot of the smaller boats, I don't know what even happened to them, but
They were all
they,
donated to Urban and they're sitting at the dock.
Right.
a lot of those boats probably weren't
Right.
donated to you, Urban.
Yeah.
Well, let's get
Um,
back to your philosophy that everyone should own a boat. I agree, and I think that should start with me. And I don't know why I don't own a
you
boat.
know what? I don't either, Andrew. Here's one of my cards.
Yes, absolutely. Now, what is the smallest, realistically? What's the size and kind of is there like a trend right now in terms of what's popular?
You know what? I think probably the 50-foot range has probably been our most popular boat recently.
Hmm.
Um, Mostly motor yachts. Um, I'm a sailor. A couple of the other guys that work with me are, we're sailors. That's, we're kind of branded that way. But power boats are so much simpler to sell.
Hmm.
Sailors are very particular,
Hmm.
Hmm.
very hard to deal with. All of their friends have to agree that they're buying the right boat and they're doing the right thing.
Hmm.
Where power,
Urban's nodding his head over there.
that's he knows it better than anybody. But power boaters are a lot looser.
Yeah.
It's got the galley we want, and it smells right, and it's got the nice master, and it's got the nice sun deck on the back, and we can fish from it, and
Is it because it's less about sport and more just about relaxation in the power boating versus sailing?
yeah, in the sailing, it's the getting there is the fun part,
Right.
or just the travel in general is the fun part. And power boating, there's not much fun with the getting there.
Right.
You're putting it in gear, and you're burning a
Right.
lot of fuel, or you
Uh-huh.
don't necessarily have to burn a lot of fuel, but a lot of boats, a lot of big motor boats are burning a fair amount of fuel. But when you get to Catalina and you can drop the anchor, and the kids get out all the toys, and you're throwing your paddle boards in the water.
Mm,
That's the fun part of having a power boat, is having your own little island out there
that's
that you can
fantastic.
do whatever you want with.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't that
That's
sound
true.
like just the perfect weekend?
It
Oh,
is.
it's you know what? It's so relaxing. I mean, just
Yeah.
going. You can go right between a couple of the yacht clubs. There's a place called the Playa where you can drop an anchor for the weekend from Friday till Monday, and you can have a couple of beers and pretend like you're in Tahiti. It's
Mm,
just a beautiful place.
sold.
Yeah.
So,
Sign me up,
okay,
Oh,
Dan.
we'll meet you out there next weekend.
Yeah.
it's fun at 4th of July. You literally could have probably walked from San Diego Yacht Club all the way over to Southwestern Yacht Club, just going from boat to boat to boat.
Hmm.
Oh, so maybe I don't have to buy one.
You may not
I could
need
just
one.
like wear something cute and hold a
Exactly.
Cosmo in my
And they
hand.
raft up, so you
Right.
you can just step from one boat to the other. Yeah.
That's funny.
I've always said that the three types of people. Those when they want to relax, they either go to the mountains, the desert, or the water.
Yeah,
And
I'm a water girl.
yep,
Hmm.
get
Yeah.
a
Yep.
boat.
We'll save the mountains for the snow season. So
Mm.
anyway, you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewstalk.com. I'm your host Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and we have our guest Mr. Dan Peter from Cabrillo Yacht Sales. So Dan, one of the things that I see from our interview before we got on air is it's not a matter of just selling boats. You service everything after the sale.
Well, we have a lot of guys that work, through our office, and it depends on what the problem is. We have a kind of a specialty person for most every kind of a problem that you can have. So, we want to make sure that everybody's having a good time.
Good.
That's the whole idea. If you're not having a good time with your boat, or if you're having a lot of costly repairs, you're not enjoying that typically.
So people can come to you for virtually anything, though. They want to buy a boat, they want to fix a boat, they want to do whatever it is, customize it.
Whatever it is.
So, well,
Hmm.
Yeah, try and send them in the right direction. We've got great boat yards here in the community of San Diego. Just over on Shelter Island, there's 4 or 5. All of them do great work there. They all have their specialty niches. The mega yachts, or the older boats. Down at Kohler. Shelter Island Boat Yard certainly is a great great asset to the community.
Well, we're all about small business here in San Diego, and you've been at it for 25 or more years. One of the things that I see down here that I want to kind of commend you for is most of your employees have been with you for a long time, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and the ones that still aren't there are, we're still all good friends.
That's the nature of the beast. You
Yeah.
never lose a friend on the water.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it's a great place to do business. There's very few, negative situations that I've had in all the years that I've been selling yachts in San Diego.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's almost all pleasure.
Yeah. What'd you do before you got into yachting?
Well, we came from Cincinnati. Came out here to go backpacking in 1980. I hiked California, Pacific Crest, and I was a fireman and a social worker back in Cincinnati.
Mm.
Do you miss it?
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
No. I have a lot of family there, so I have to hesitate and say no, I don't miss it. But
I have family there too. I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, good people back there, but
Yeah.
it's kind of in the middle of there's no. I guess there's lakes, but I mean there ain't a whole lot of good yachting and sailing going on in Ohio.
The first thing I do is go down to the river and look for boats.
Right.
There's one thing in common from New Orleans to Cincinnati to Philadelphia, and even for an urban in New York. There's one thing we all have in common.
What's that?
It's all a great place to be from.
Yeah.
And not at.
Exactly.
Okay. So.
Good place to go back and visit.
Yeah.
What y'all don't have, in Philly and in Ohio is the same quality food as I have where I'm from. I'm not going to give you all that. So.
We've got some great gifts for food around here.
We
looking
do.
Forward to trying out the Fig Tree.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite places. It's in PB. So
So Dan, where do you see the industry going, especially here in San Diego? I know sail only has just been canceled because we have so many boat shows and things. And they're going to focus on San Diego Boat Show, which is exciting for us.
That is good, and they got plenty of room there to expand. Hopefully, that's going to be a nice big venue. Jim Beans has a great venue in the wintertime over at Sunroad Marina doing the boat shows there. It's always a great venue. And on our business, we have an office right next to Pizza Nova on Harbor Drive, and there's 100 slips there. Typically, we have 25 or so boats in the marina for sale. So we've got a boat show literally every day at our office.
Okay. Well, we'll have to start. That brings me to our next point, which we're running a little bit short on time for the interview. So tell our listeners how they can find Cabrillo, and maybe they just want to come down for a weekend, look around, what have you.
Yeah, we can give us a call at any time. There's somebody there. We're there 7 days a week from 9 to 5. The phone number is 619-523-1745. Or you can go to our website and see the boats that we do offer, and even the new boats that we offer at CabrilloYachtSales.com.
Is that what you recommend people do if they're thinking about buying? Is that they go to your website first and kind of get an idea, or should they just come with an open mind down there and talk to you?
You know what? They could just call, make an appointment, kind of give us an idea of what it is they're looking for in advance.
Okay.
Sometimes if it's on a weekend when they have free time. That might be when an owner of a boat is down on his boat too. So
that's a good idea.
We're trying to make sure he might be in Catalina with the boat, so you may have come down to see something that's not there.
Yeah, I'd certainly think that getting down and seeing it live is a lot better than looking on the web for boats.
Yeah.
So, thanks for being with us. We are ready for our next break. I encourage everybody to go to CabrilloYachtSales.com and get the address and come down and visit Dan and see what you can do about getting into the boating industry.
Good deal. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming, Dan.
Good fun.
Yeah.
You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses and the people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. This is FinancialNewsAndTalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after the break with more homegrown business Close Up and Tim Bacino from Brookside Winery.